We're here today with Marc Gill, PRCA Bull Fighter. How many years you been fighting bulls?
I've been fighting bulls for about 17 years.
17 years, getting in the way and saving cowboys. And so what got you started doing this?
Kind of a freak deal. I started out riding bareback horses and broncs in, first part of college and everything. And a guy over there at LCCC, Laramie County Community College, we'd go over there and get on Saturdays. And I was pretty sored up, and he tried to talk me into coming out and fighting bulls with him week after week after week, and that's not for me. And finally I weakened one day, and it turns out something snapped, and it was...
And you liked it?
Yeah, and it was just a perfect fit.
Wow. So your bareback riding career wasn't the fit, and all of a sudden you were a bullfighter trapped inside.
That's right. I was a kind of a donator, just kind of a day money guy.
Right.
It was never going to go anywhere, and luckily at that time of the career, I had some great influences. Right. And had some great help. And after fighting bulls that first time, I was fighting bulls for Pete Burns at all his college rodeos, Hal's dad, 3 weeks later.
Wow. So your career went fast.
Yeah, it took off pretty quick. So.
Wow. And from a fan's perspective, I guess, I love to watch good bullfighters, and I respect good bullfighters. I think they're crazy, but for getting in the way of a bull and trying to save cowboys. But I've always enjoyed watching good bullfighters and respected them because of the job that you do and saving cowboys, and sometimes even to the point where cowboys kind of get in their own way. Mm-hmm. and cause a lot of it. And I'm sure that's aggravating as a bullfighter. You got to go in and step in and take that punishment for him because that's your job. But it was self-inflicted from some dumb kid that stayed on too long or hung on too long or whatever. Right. And you see that. What causes guys to get hung up, or what?
Well, a hang up usually from them losing their feet with the bull, either turning back or a bull that has a lot of drop, and they'll clip their heels and yank them down, and they come off away from their hand.
Right.
And when that happens, they can't open their hand, and we've got to actually go up in there, and one guy will try to straighten them out, and the other guy will get up there and pop their twine and get them out. And
from a fan's perspective, a lot of people, and I don't even know the ins and outs. I mean, I've seen it and I know how it orchestrates and how it goes, but there seems like there's so much chemistry between the two bullfighters.
And
there's always important. Two bullfighters, and there's a chemistry between them. One guy might be what you would call the lead guy or something, and what guy would be kind of a helper guy, or how does that work out?
No, it's pretty even.
Pretty even.
But chemistry, like you said, it's important. Like I'm real lucky. I got Aaron Ferguson here with me. Aaron and I fought bulls together a lot, and we just click. And there's certain guys that you don't click with.
Right.
But I've been doing it long enough that I can just kind of go with anybody. I can, as long as you keep your head up and you're reading off. Our goal is to try to stay 180 degrees from each other.
I see.
No matter what's happening, so that we can get to any position we need to in a hurry. Whether it's pulling one off, a guy misses a pick and we've got to kind of come back around and clean it up, or he makes a great pick and takes a hook, and we can go and pull that bull off at him.
I got you.
And save our partner too.
See, now I didn't know that. So that's interesting to me. I think it's interesting to fans because I didn't know that it makes sense. And now that I think about it, now that you said it, you stay 180 degrees to each other. I can picture every time you're always on the opposite sides of the bull.
When you see good guys that can work together good, they're always.
But I never knew that. Mm-hmm. So what have the bulls changed to you over the years? If you've been doing 17 years, have the bulls changed a lot, or what do you see as far as that goes?
These bulls buck a lot harder, and the bull business itself has changed.
Right.
Everybody's got 4 or 5 head of bulls that they can haul somewhere. It seems like.
Right.
But the good programs like Bart T, Sammy Andrews, Hal Burns, them good solid programs, Corcos, they're always going to be about the same, but their bulls are getting ranker,
Right.
because everybody's breeding their superstars, and they're just trying to produce more superstars.
Right. And does that change as far as the meanness of the bulls, or how bad they want to hook, or do you see a difference in that? Or?
I do. There's a lot of these guys that they don't desire that, and they don't want it around. I've been lucky enough. I started my career with Hal Burns, and Hal's notorious. I mean, he's known for having probably the meanest bulls in the PRCA, and some pen of bulls, you go to work, and they say, you know, they've got 3 or 4, you know, you got to watch. Well, Hal's got 3 or 4 that won't hit you.
Right.
So I cut my teeth on those kind of bulls. So that's what gets me going. I love that. At Laramie, you know, we worked real hard, and at Elizabeth, we worked real hard because it was mostly all Hal's bulls, and we got to go out there and really, you almost get to showcase yourself.
Right.
We're here, I think, me and Fergie last night, we each touched 1. But we'll fight a Mexican tonight, and that'll be fun too.
Oh, I got you. And so do you enjoy the fighting bulls part of it, or the saving the cowboys part of it, or is it equal?
I'm a protection guy, flat out. I had never fought a Mexican until I come to work for Bar T about 6 years ago and started doing their rodeos. Because where I was at, we just didn't do it, and I wasn't exposed to it.
Right.
And so it was a whole new thing that I had to learn, and I kind of liked it, you know. And I'd done some freestyles, and it's okay. It's a change of pace, and you do have to know how to handle bulls. It's not just running scared. You do have to know how to handle yourself and try to control that bull. And so it's a good skill to have, but I just don't enjoy it as much as there's some young kids coming up like Nathan Harp and Cody Webster, and those guys that they do both great at both ends. They're great protection guys, but they love that freestyle, and they'll go out there and bounce around. But that freestyle is a young man's deal too.
Right. You probably would have liked that a lot more when you were younger than you.
You know, I don't even know if I would have liked it then. I love the protection aspect. I love slipping in there and picking one off a guy, and just making it look easy.
Yeah.
Or trying to make it look easy.
Yeah. The making it look easy is important, because then you don't get hurt.
Right.
And nobody else gets hurt.
Exactly.
So what from a fan's perspective, I guess people don't know what it entails. They just see clowns out there, you know, and they don't know what your job is. But I mean, you've taken hookings. If you've done it 17 years, you've taken hookings. You've gotten hurt. Have you gotten hurt bad?
Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of broken bones and concussions and some internal stuff, and it's part of the deal,
part of the job, and part of the danger. And you got paid. You got paid for getting all that. What do they call that? When you police and all that. And when I worked at the prison, they had I can't think of the term, but they give you extra pay.
Like hazard pay.
Hazard pay, yeah. You get hazard pay, don't you?
We should get bonuses, you know. For
this is the thankless job. Do the bullfighters though, at least maybe not the young ones probably, but I know at some point when you grow up and you get a little more age to you, you start respecting and appreciating what is being done for you. And do the bullfighter, do you notice that the bull riders all really appreciate y'all?
Absolutely. I took a pretty savage beating at Elizabeth, Colorado during the Extreme Bulls there, and for Sean Hogg, great guy, and it was just one of those deals that just happened. Yeah. And I was fine, you know. I got up, I finished out the deal, and those guys were still talking about it a couple weeks later, you know. And even at Laramie there in July, Sean, oh God, you know, thanks. Yeah. And that's why you do it.
Right.
You know, these guys, especially the older bull riders, but there's a lot of these younger kids too that were brought up right. And I don't look for it, but they come up and thank you after every single time.
That's not why you do it, but it's appreciated.
It is appreciated. Bull riders, it is appreciated.
Because if you, I mean, for anything, it don't matter what it is, but if somebody appreciates something that you do for them or give them or whatever, then it makes you feel good and you want to do it again.
Absolutely.
Not that that's why you do it, but it has to make you feel good. That you're appreciated.
Absolutely.
And so what about as far as how much longer do you think you're going to do this?
I don't know. School's going to dictate that. I went back to college about 4 semesters ago.
Oh, cool.
And going to school there at the University of Wyoming. So school's going to kind of dictate what happens from here on out. I'm going to go next year for sure. And I'm going to try to keep my favorite rodeos to go to the following year, but pursuing a Doctor of Pharmacy degree at UW.
Oh, cool.
So it depends on where I get into school. Also, I'm going to apply to about 4 different schools.
I see.
And wherever I get in, it'll kind of dictate where that goes.
That'd be good.
But I've got an exit strategy, so.
Yeah. Bullfighter turned pharmacist.
Yeah.
I mean, who'd ever thought it? Next time you go get your medicine, you might get it from a bullfighter. And hopefully he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, hopefully.
So what about when you get done then, you're going to be a pharmacist and you'll live in Laramie still? You live in Laramie now?
Yeah, we live in Laramie. My wife owns a salon and a little boutique there, you know, and it's a nice little place.
And you'll just hang out there.
And I'm a lifer. I was born and raised there.
Yeah.
Our dream place is Steamboat. I'd love to end up in Steamboat.
We went there last year. That's a pretty place.
It is. It's awesome. We ski down there a bunch in the winter, and my kids love it there.
And so, what would you say to young and upcoming bullfighters if you got any tips for them or anything that you would tell upcoming bullfighters? I
would say don't be afraid to ask questions. Always pick people's brains. I still do it. I talk to Rob. I talk to Miles. You know, get some pointers from these guys and go to a school. Learn the right way. Learn how to do it in a safe environment. Don't do it the way I did, where they just kind of threw me to the wolves and said, you know,
stay away,
right.
Keep away, keep away. Well, that's good knowledge and good wisdom from a veteran bullfighter, and we appreciate you coming on and
Thanks,
being on Keyed Up Rodeo, and good luck with the rest of your career. Hope your pharmacy career goes good.
I do too.